Alrighty, everybody, we got another Beyond the Pokedex, and this time we have a crazy one. This is entry 384, and it's actually Rayquaza. Like, bro, we got a legendary.
Land versus sea, which is stronger? Or in legendary Pokemon terms, the continent Pokemon Groudon versus the sea basin Pokemon Kyogre. Which is more dominant?
Obviously, it's Groudon. It can keep on making more land with an eruption of fiery magma.
Well, that's the sound of water putting out that fire.
Groudon over Kyogre.
That's weird. It's from area code 384, but no city is listed.
That's because it's not an area code. It's Rayquaza's number in the Pokedex.
Maybe we should take this as a sign to drop this debate.
It lives up to its entry. It's just trying to keep the peace between them and us, apparently.
I like this series, and the other one. The other Pokedex.
And I'm Spruce.
Welcome to Beyond the Pokedex, where we talk about what makes each Pokemon unique, from 1 to 1,000 and beyond.
Today we're talking about quite possibly the coolest Pokemon ever. Don't tell Deoxys I said that. The legendary Pokemon Rayquaza.
It is said to have lived in the ozone.
It's Rayquaza. Not Rayquaza. It's Ray freaking Quaza, bro.
Lair for hundreds of millions of years. But only recently have we known of its existence because the sky-high Pokemon lives, well, sky-high.
And it's taken on a few forms. There's your regular awesome Rayquaza, measuring 23 feet and weighing in at 455.3 pounds.
How could you miss Rayquaza slithering through the sky?
There's also the super slick black Rayquaza.
Dark as night.
Then there's Mega Rayquaza, which is a whopping 35.5 feet long and 864.2 pounds. And Mega Rayquaza is currently the only Pokemon known to Mega Evolve without a Mega Stone.
How does it do it?
It eats meteorites, and they give it all the force it needs to Mega Evolve.
Dang, and I'm over here trying to make protein shakes work for me.
And that isn't the only unique trait that sets Rayquaza apart. It's the only Pokemon that can use the move Dragon Ascent, and it's also the only Pokemon with the ability Airlock.
Which means it nullifies the weather on the battlefield for everyone. Maybe that's why Groudon and Kyogre feared so much. Land or sea, Rayquaza has nothing.
I never thought about that, not gonna lie.
The weather in Hoenn in Pokemon Emerald. To make it happen, you first
I feel so stupid. I've never, wow.
have to head to Skypillar to find Rayquaza.
That's why I like this
Then,
stuff.
in classic form, Rayquaza will break up a fight between Groudon and Kyogre, and poof, the weather goes back to normal.
All in a day's work for Rayquaza.
Now, if you want a game with Mega Rayquaza, you'll want the Delta episode of Pokemon Omega Ruby and Pokemon Alpha Sapphire.
How do you score a Mega Rayquaza?
First, you have to catch Rayquaza and feed it a meteorite.
Sounds delicious.
Then it'll have the energy to Mega Evolve and save the world from a catastrophic meteor collision. And while that's nice and all, the real reward is that after the meteor is destroyed, Deoxys appears to battle Mega Rayquaza.
Oh snap! Rayquaza is all about keeping the peace until its rival Deoxys shows up. Then all bets are off. The rivalry between Rayquaza and Deoxys is one for the ages. Perhaps it's because Deoxys originated from Meteor and Rayquaza's just overprotective of its lunch.
Yeah, it's hypocritical, but it makes for an epic battle.
Does Mega Rayquaza have any epic battles in the video game competitions too?
Yes. Well, when it was allowed to compete, like in 2016 when Wolf Glick won the Pokemon World Championships, Glick paid.
Ooh, I've seen this. Wolf is actually, he a real one.
World
He in the
Championship win by
scenes.
having Mega Rayquaza use the Sword Stance setup in Game 2.
What's the setup?
You boost Rayquaza's attack through Sword Stance. Then, it can deal a heap of damage with its signature attack, Dragon Ascent, and other moves like Extreme Speed.
Mega Rayquaza for the win.
Another Mega Rayquaza strategy worth mentioning is Assault Vest, which makes Rayquaza bulkier and flexible enough to run multiple attacks. Wolf Glick and Fabio Del Pidio both won international championships with this set in 2019.
Rayquaza has accolades in the trading card game too.
What a legend!
It's on over 30 cards and featured in 4 different Worlds decks. In 2004, Worlds finalist Chris Phillips' deck featured a Rayquaza EX. Tom Roos won Worlds in 2007 with the legendary Ascent deck that had Rayquaza EX Delta species. In 2013, it was Clément Lamberton's deck that impressed at Worlds with Rayquaza EX from the Dragon's Exalted expansion.
Impressive! Rayquaza's domination continues in the animated series. The Black Rayquaza is one of the legendary 6 heroes in the new animated series, Pokemon Horizons. It first appears in the aptly titled The Ancient Pokeball, flying out of Roy's Ancient Pokeball, the one his grandfather gifted him. Roy, his friends, and even the villain team, the Explorers, have been chasing the Black Rayquaza.
I've yet to
Say
see.
I blame them. The Black Rayquaza.
I've yet to see the new series, and I kind of want to watch it.
It is sweet.
Rayquaza had made a couple appearances for Ash and Company prior, namely hurling a Hyper Beam in Where No Togepi Has Gone Before, and in one of Miss Magius's illusions in Malice in Wonderland. You can also catch Rayquaza starring in the movie Pokemon Destiny Deoxys, doing what it loves to do, fighting Deoxys. Truly one of the coolest fights I've ever seen.
I'd expect nothing less from those two.
I guess all that to say is that Rayquaza teaches us balance. Sorry, Kyogre, we can't have too much water.
Yeah, and I guess Groudon could chill in the fire once in a while.
Truce?
Truce. Well, now that we've reached peace, I guess that's our cue to peace out.
Thanks for tuning in to another entry of Beyond the Pokedex.
And remember, the Pokedex is only the beginning.